Teacher Nicole is here to see you, Madam Principal.
She tells her to allow her in the office. Nicole enters the office and sits opposite to the principal.
What will you have? Coffee or tea?
I will not have anything for now. Thank you. The secretary leaves, closing the door behind her.
My apologies if I have interfered with your timetable. I asked you to come over because Mayor Mossy would like to have a word with you. He is on his way coming.
What about?
I believe he wants to follow up on his directive that we find a way of stopping the national launch of the Samaritan app.
Didn't you send him the communication from the Minister for Education on the subject?
I did. Maybe he has not seen it. The app has sent shockwaves across the municipality. Leaders and many other people are in terrible panic. I am beginning to feel you might have to do a very long and hard thinking about the app. I do not know how, but this matter has to be brought to a close with the urgency and seriousness it deserves. It is dangerous.
I believe it will be over soon, once the President has launched the app, Madam Principal. Then it will be out of our hands.
I am not completely sure about that. What I am certain is that our municipal leaders are convinced you are running the show behind the scenes as regards the app, and that you are in a position of getting them out of the predicament they now find themselves in.
It is natural for them to think so, most people do. And this is because I am not only the teacher in charge of innovation, but also a mentor to the two students.
Nothing beyond that?
Nothing.
You see, Nicole, you are one of my best members of staff. It would be very unfortunate if you lied to me. I am an old lady, Nicole, old enough to be your mother, and perceptive enough to know the kind of ambition you have.
Well, I did midwife the idea of the two students and then guided them. As their mentor, I should also provide direction as regards their intellectual property as the originators of the app. But then, isn't that my role as a teacher and mentor?
Nicole, you have been here long enough to know me. One, take my work seriously. I am single-mindedly focused on the mission of the school, which is to provide the students under our care with quality education. I have never allowed, and will not allow, any teacher in this institution to deviate from this course.
I have absolutely no intention of deviating from my professional obligations as a teacher, Madam Principal.
Everything done in this school must serve the single purpose of preparing the students entrusted to us to be responsible and productive citizens. I will not stand or allow anything that will distract you or any other member of staff or the students or even myself from pursuing this mission. You must therefore figure out a way of putting this matter to rest. I think what you are doing is good, but it must not derail us from the greater good that is the mission of the school. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand, Madam Principal. But would you rather that we abandon such an ingenious innovation with such great potential of improving governance in our municipality just to appease a self-seeking political class?
Listen to me, young lady. I am a seasoned administrator, and I know the value of learning how to pick battles. You need to know which battles to wage, which ones to avoid, and which ones to defer. What battle can a young girl like you have with the mayor? If you dare an elephant into a wrestling match, will it not trample on you?
An elephant that kills a rat is not a hero, Madam Principal.
Shh. Did I hear a voice like that of the mayor?
Yes, that must be him.
Shh. Now listen to me. I have to draw the boundary between the school and politics. I will not be part of any discussions about the app. You have to handle it by yourself, and the bottom line is that the school has nothing to do with the Samaritan app. All right?
All right, Madam Principal.
Just then, the door swings open and Mayor Mossy walks in. The principal and Nicole rise to greet him. The trio shake hands.
So did you do what I asked you to do the last time I was here?
Yes, sir, I did.
The door opens. The secretary walks in, serves the trio with drinks, then leaves.
But I heard that the national launch is still on.
Did a letter to the ministry detailing your concerns wrote back through the principal.
Detailing my concerns? Well, you never brought that to my attention.
I sent a copy of the letter to you, sir, a month ago.
My tray is full of letters. Maybe it is there. I have been busy. I am always busy. So what does the letter say?
The school has no more role to play with respect to the Samaritan app. Any issues you may have with the app should therefore be referred to the minister's office directly. Additionally, a joint team of the Education Ministry officials and the President's Office representatives is now responsible for all arrangements in preparation for the national launch of the app.
I see. That was a clever maneuver on your part, wasn't it?
You may have to excuse me, sir, in light of the minister's clarification that the school has nothing more to do with the app. It is my understanding that your talk with Nicole is a private affair and has nothing to do with the school. I therefore request, with all due respect, sir, to be excused from this meeting.
Well, I think that is well spoken, Madam Principal. I do not want to interfere with your work of running the school.
Thank you, sir.
I am sorry if I have appeared a bit hard on you, Nicole. I just want us to have an honest talk. My major worry is that a malicious person, or a political opponent like Honorable Bastio, will deliberately post false information about me on that app.
I do not think you need to worry about that, sir. If anyone posts false information or defames you, there is nothing that stops you from pleading your grievance in a court of law.
Most of the posts are anonymous. How can I take legal action against an anonymous person?
You see, the app is configured in such a way that the identity of those posting anonymously is hidden from the public, but not from the administrator of the app. You can, therefore, obtain the identities of persons behind defamatory posts from the administrator. The proprietor of the app is under legal obligation to provide that information upon request by a court of law.
Even then, Nicole, the Samaritan app has far-reaching ramifications. Of course, I may have made some mistakes here and there. We all do. I have come here to own up to my mistakes and to seek your understanding and help.
Understanding and help. From me?
Yes, please find a way of eliminating some of the negative information that they post about me. I am very vulnerable to falsehoods as a leader.
How can I do that, Your Worship? I am not the administrator of the Samaritan app. I have no access to the back end. I am nothing in the whole enterprise.
My understanding is that you are the mentor of the two kids. I believe you can always prevail upon them to do this for us.
The National Information and Communications Corporation has taken over the app and is making decisions on behalf of the two students. As we speak, they are in talks with some venture capitalists towards commercializing the app.
Nicole, how about looking at this differently?
Which way, Your Worship?
We all need money. The young kids need money, and you surely can do with some cash. Just quote your figure, however big.
Nicole looks at the mayor, unbelievingly.
I am very disappointed that the man in whom we have entrusted the affairs of our municipality, including fighting corruption, is offering to bribe me. I have never been and will not be part of these kinds of schemes. Do you want me to post that offer of money on the Samaritan?
I didn't mean that. I meant to say, why look for venture capitalists elsewhere? We are here. You as the mentor and I as an investor, why can't we commercialize the app? I can inject the necessary seed capital, and you can bring in the technical expertise.
I have no proprietary claims that would entitle me to make any decision regarding the app. It doesn't belong to me. It is the intellectual property of the two students.
Nicole, you need to look at this matter in some depth, and you will realize in truth that I am being crucified for the mistakes of the people, and that is unfair.
I have been reading the posts on the Samaritan, and they are all about leaders, public officials, and even private individuals. You have not been singled out in any way.
Far from the truth. Take the issue of development, for example. Everywhere in the Samaritan, I am being accused of inflating the cost of projects and presiding over shoddy municipal works. Am I indeed responsible for that?
Maybe it is because you are the overall leader. The buck stops with you, as they say.
Oh yes, it's easy to think so because I am the overall custodian of the public good in our municipality. But take any project, such as the construction and maintenance of secondary roads in our town. Are any roads ever constructed? I will tell you what happens. Only a few kilometers of road are usually dug up and then leveled. Then the contractor pours old black oil and claims the road is tarmacked. Today, our secondary roads look like part of an abandoned battlefield where bombs were detonated. Even tractors can get stuck in those roads. Yet, the council pays top dollar for these roads each year. Am I responsible?
Tell me, your worship.
It is my deputy, that irredeemable gossip and broker. As you know, he doubles up as our municipal secretary for the Department of Physical Infrastructure. He uses this position to ensure only his companies or those of his relatives win tenders for road construction in our municipality. The same happens with regard to tenders for the construction of bridges, pavements, drains, and watercourses. Sadly, they don't do any meaningful work. They simply misappropriate the funds.
So, what does that have to do with the people?
Doesn't it bother you that the people overwhelmingly voted for this kind of a person, knowing very well he has never accomplished anything in his life other than swindle the people?
Oh, did they know?
Of course they did. There's hardly any person he has not conned in this town. You always find him leaning on the street poles in our town's back streets, gazing vacantly into empty spaces like an evil spirit, waiting for fake title deeds to be printed. He prints 10 title deeds for the same plot, and then sells the same plot to 10 different people. Yet the people went ahead and voted for him. Why do the people glorify evil and mediocrity, and then turn and whine when it hurts them? And you know what?
Tell me, your worship.
If you look at him closely, you will find that he resembles the sloth. Have you seen a sloth? That godforsaken creature that gives you nausea the moment you see it. That's exactly him. Slow, ugly, dim-witted, and outright useless.
He must be a disgrace.
They all are. Take the so-called Honorable Ted King. I prefer calling him the Bat. He is our municipal secretary for the Department of Health and Environment. Recently, he ate a whole hospital. No wonder he looks sickly.
Ate a whole hospital? How?
The municipal council invited bids for the construction of health centers. As the line secretary, he ensured companies associated with his relatives and friends won the tenders. He conspired with them and stole all the money we had budgeted for the health centers. They only put up some site offices that look like cow sheds, and that was it.
It is popularly held that he is your very close political ally.
I wish you could listen first.
Part 2 is up next. If this video's helped, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and encourage me to make more. Thank you.